Hi there. It's August 15th and time for Proverbs 15. Jump over there. Now, this is a great chapter for advice on how to argue with somebody, spouse, friend, strangers. And it starts at the very beginning. Right? Verse 1, a soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Just like that. Somebody's obviously upset if they're arguing. Yelling at them is only going to make them more angry. So, a soft answer. Speak softly. Don't say things that are untrue. Don't call them names. Just soft answer. But a harsh word stirs up anger. Right? Simple advice. Verse 2, the tongue of the wise dispenses knowledge, but the mouths of fools pour out folly. And that could go right along with that, right? And make that the same color. Makes knowledge good. Oh, dispenses knowledge. How to argue. Verse 3, the eyes of the Lord are in every place, keeping watch on the evil and the good. Right? He knows everything that's going on. He's not going to interfere unless you ask him for help. Just that simple. We're arguing a gentle tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness breaks the spirit. It's all arguing, right? Gentle tongue, quiet. People can't long fight against if you're quiet and gentle. The softer you speak, the closer they're going to listen. Perverseness in the tongue, if you call them names and call them stupid, breaks the spirit. A fool despises his father's instruction, but he who needs admonition is prudent. Right? If you admit that you need instruction, that's good. 6, in the house of the righteous there is much treasure, but trouble befalls the income of the wicked. If you seek to be righteous, follow the Lord in everything. You'll have much treasure, it says. That's not always money and stuff. That could be peace and family and good food to eat. Okay? 7, the lips of the wise spread knowledge, not so the minds of fools. 8, sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but the prayer of the upright is his delight. Now, there are people who give grudgingly. It's here, take it, okay? Wicked people that try to do good is an abomination to the Lord. He would rather hear the prayers of the upright. There's a lot of wicked people doing stuff. They call them philanthropists, right? And they usually have ulterior motives. Okay? The way of the wicked is in... Okay, we did that. Wait, no, we didn't. The way of the wicked is an abomination of the Lord, but he loves him who pursues righteousness. These are the same. I highlight a lot in this Proverbs 15 every month because it's one of the best ones. Okay? Sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord. The way of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord. Right? We won't talk about anybody Everybody can think of somebody like this. There's severe discipline for him who forsakes the way. He who hates reproof will die. If you hate being corrected, you never want to be corrected, it says you'll die. Sheol and Abaddon lie open before the Lord. How much more the hearts of men, right? He sees everything. He sees everything. 12. A scoffer does not like to be reproved. He will not go to the wise, right? Somebody wants to think they're right, they're going to stay away from smart people who can prove that they're wrong. 13. A glad heart makes a cheerful countenance, but by sorrow of heart the spirit is broken. Right? Old songs, how do you mend a broken heart? It's not easy. Okay? If your heart is happy, your whole thing is happy, but if your heart is broken, then your whole spirit is broken. Okay? Heart is very powerful. 14. The mind of him who has understanding seeks knowledge, but the mouths of fools feed on folly or foolishness. If you have understanding, you seek knowledge, always looking to learn more. Always, I'll highlight that. Always looking to learn more. Okay, 15. All the days of the afflicted are evil, but a cheerful heart has a continual feast. You know somebody who's afflicted? I mean, I don't know anybody personally, but there are. This is great. Better is a little with fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble with it. Right? It's better, sometimes it's better to be poor. Okay. Now, I have known rich people in my life, and I have known poor people in my life. Most of the time, the poor people, good Christian homes, are happier than the rich people and all the trouble that comes with money. Okay? It's just a fact. 17. Better is dinner of herbs where love is than a fatted ox and hatred with it. Think of that next Thanksgiving, right? It's somebody, a great big feast, and everybody hates you, and you're arguing, and then the cops get called, and it gets awkward. Sometimes you're better just staying home if you know it's going to be that kind of a get-together, right? 18. A hot-tempered man stirs up strife, but he who is slow to anger quiets contention. We're just going to highlight this whole. If I had to pick one of the one chapter out of the whole thing, 15 would be way up towards the top. There's just so much stuff in here. Right? A hot-tempered man stirs up strife. But he who is slow to anger quiets contention. You ever seen a group of people or somebody is just screaming and yelling and fighting, and there's one person is just quiet, slow to anger, right? Quiets it down. Okay? 19. The way of a sluggard is overgrown with thorns, but the path of the upright is a level highway. Right? Lazy people have nothing but trouble. They find an excuse for everything. 20. A wise son makes a glad father, but a foolish man despises his mother. I like to think my children, though they're all grown, but they're wise, and I'm proud of them. They tell me often, Dad, you did such a good job. It makes me feel good. It makes a glad father. Right? Good. 21. folly or foolishness is a joy to him who has no sense. But a man of understanding walks upright. Somebody who has no sense and they like being foolish. Some of them make a lot of money as comedians and stuff. Actors. Play the fall guy. Right? Without counsel, plans go wrong, but with many advisors, they succeed. Right? If you're going to do something, you're going to do some major, undertaking, always get advice. Find somebody who's done it. Find somebody who's succeeded at it. Find somebody who's failed at it. 9 times out of 10, they will be glad to tell you how they did it or how they didn't do it. Right? Chances are the person that has succeeded has had lots of advice and lots of failures and learned what not to do. Important stuff. 23. To make an apt answer is a joy to a man, and a word in season, how good it is. Right? Maybe you can say just the right thing at just the right time. It makes you feel good, okay? If you go, ooh, I know that. 24, the wise man's path leads upward to life, that he may avoid Sheol beneath, right? Stay out of hell. Wise man's path leads upward. Yeah? That means he's always seeking God. You're always seeking God. You're always going up. And you'll be wiser the closer you get. 25, the Lord tears down the house of the proud, but maintains the widow's boundaries. Usually he lets them tear it down themselves. 26, the thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to the Lord. The words of the pure are pleasing to him. Now this goes along with these other ones. Yeah, they're making those blue. Okay? We'll read all those together. 27, he who is greedy for unjust gain makes trouble for his household. But he who hates bribes will live. Right? He who hates bribes will live. Now this is, I hate to say it, but a large percentage of politicians are just like this. Right? Unfortunately. Greedy for unjust gain makes trouble for his household, right? For the nation, for his constituents. But he who hates bribes will live. Okay? And most of the politicians take money outside of their salary, which instantly will change their mind against things they are supposed to be representing us, their constituents, with. Suddenly takes a back seat to somebody who's giving them more money than we are giving them. Right? Facts of life. 28, the mind of the righteous ponders how to answer. But the mouth of the wicked pours out evil things. Now, 28 goes right along with making those yellow. There's a method to my madness here. Okay? Let me put all these colors together. 29, the Lord is far from the wicked, but he hears the prayer of the righteous. Right? He doesn't like wicked people, so he leaves them alone. We'll make that blue too. We could draw these all together, right? The light of the eyes rejoices the heart, and good news refreshes the bones, right? Everybody likes happy people with good news, right? How could you not? 31. He whose ear heeds wholesome admonition will abide among the wise. Now let's look at our Bible over here. 32. I'm going to find my name of my glass so I can see it. If you reject criticism, you only harm yourself. But if you listen to correction, you grow in understanding. Right? He who ignores discipline despises himself. He who disdains instruction despises his own soul. That's instruction. Okay? Ignores instruction, ignores criticism. I think 31 was what we were working on. Huh? He whose ear wholesome admonition. If you listen to constructive criticism, you will be at home among the wise. Life-giving rebuke, one calls it. The rebuke of life. Reproof of life. Life-giving rebuke. Wholesome admonition. Right. Someone tells you, don't do that, it could kill you because it's poisonous or something, right? It's life-giving rebuke. Will be at home among the wise. We'll look this one up too. He who ignores instruction, criticism, despises himself. But he who heeds criticism, instruction, reproof, that's what admonition is, gains understanding, gets smarter. All right? 33, the fear of the Lord is instruction in wisdom, and humility goes before honor. That's very important. Okay. Very important. You want to be wise. It says in the very beginning, the first thing you got to do is fear the Lord. Okay? That's how you get wise. And humbleness. Being humble is one of the most important attributes you can have, is to be humble. Which most times just means keeping your mouth shut. Right? Right? So let's draw these things together. We'll start with the yellow ones. And we're thinking about arguing and fights and stuff. Okay? And when you put them all together, you'll get a general idea of the whole thing. A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Soft answer. The tongue of the wise dispenses knowledge, but the mouths of fools pour out folly or foolishness. Name calling. Right? A gentle tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness in it breaks the spirit. Right? Perverseness in a gentle tongue, being mean, argumentative instead of just being calm. Gentle tongue. Okay? This is yellow. A hot-tempered man stirs up strife, but he who is slow to anger quiets contention. Got that, guys? Calm. The mind of the righteous ponders how to answer, but the mouth of the wicked pours out evil things, right? When you're arguing, you need to ponder. Say it in your head first. If I say this to this upset person, what is going to happen? What are they going to respond with? Sometimes you just don't say it, okay? That kind of things. Okay? So that's arguing. That's interesting, huh? Let me do that again. A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. The tongue of the wise dispenses knowledge, but the mouths of fools pour out foolishness. Okay? A soft answer turns away wrath. Harsh word stirs up anger. A gentle tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness in it breaks the spirit. You can do that. Hot-tempered man stirs up strife, but he who is slow to anger quiets contention. Yeah. And above all, the mind of the righteous ponders out an answer, but the mouth of the wicked pours out evil things. Just yelling and screaming. Okay? So that's the yellows and arguing. Pretty cool, huh? Hey. Now the pink ones were just general ones. We'll do the blue. So it was all one idea too. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but the prayer of the upright is his delight. Right. That means gifts of wicked people. It's an abomination. The way of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but he loves him who pursues righteousness. The thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to the Lord. The words of the pure are pleasing to him. And the Lord is far from the wicked, but he hears the prayer of the righteous. Okay? We all know of wicked people. You don't know one personally, but you know of them. They're out there. They're famous. And they're wicked. Interesting, huh? All those things tie together. You could have put those all in the same spot. And the other ones we highlighted 6. In the house of the righteous there is much treasure, but trouble befalls the income of the wicked. Okay? We could have made that blue. Why? Because the Lord is far from the wicked. Okay? Nothing gets blessed when you're wicked. No. We highlighted 14. The mind of him who has understanding seeks knowledge, but the mouths of fools feed on foolishness. Right? You have understanding. It's common sense. That's what a lot of this is. Okay? I mean, common sense, understanding, knowing what something is about. Right? I highlighted 16. Better is a little with fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble with it. Right. It's always better to have a little. If you have, a bunch of stuff and a bunch of money, somebody else is going to want it every time. Okay? A lot of trouble comes with that. And most people that are poor, I can handle that. Give it to me and let me try. And, 99% of the time. 99% of the time. It's probably a 99.8 or something. But I'm not a statistician, but most of the time, somebody wins the lottery or they get a sudden huge inheritance. In less than a year's time, they would be worse off than they were when they started. Even poor. Now they're poor again, but now they're deep in debt. Okay? Yeah, a lot of trouble. 17. Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a fatted ox and hatred with it. Right. You want to go to some feast where everybody's going to fight and they're going to fight and they're going to bicker because they hate each other. I don't go to that kind of stuff. A lot of Thanksgivings are like that. You get together once a year just to fight and cuss and argue at everybody. Better to stay home with a plate, with a salad, right? Just have a salad with your wife. Okay. We did the yellows. 23. To make it apt answer is a joy to a man, and a word in season, how good it is. An apt answer. Oh, that's over here. Everyone enjoys a fitting reply. Everyone enjoys a fitting reply. If you don't have a fitting reply, keep your mouth shut. Okay. 27. He who is greedy for unjust gain makes trouble for his household, but he who hates bribes will live. We talked about this in depth. Most of our politicians fall into this category. Both sides, okay? Not one side, it's both sides. Okay. We did the yellows, we did the blues. 33. The fear of the Lord is instruction in wisdom, and humility goes before honor. Humbleness goes before honor. That's important. Humility comes before honor. Humility precedes honor. One of them says, the fear of the Lord teaches a person to be wise. Okay? The fear of the Lord teaches a person to be wise. And humbleness goes before honor. Remember that. If you stand up and start bragging about all your accomplishments, and I'm so smart and this and this, there's no wonder there. People are going to go, brother. They're just going to go, brother, shut up. But if you're humble and somebody else talks about your accomplishments, that's why at functions, somebody always introduces the main speaker who's going to speak. Somebody else talks about their accomplishments and their stuff, because that brings honor when somebody else builds you up. If you're bragging about it yourself, nobody wants to hear that. So there you go. That's Proverbs 15. It's always a good one. I like Proverbs 15. But I'll keep doing this. This marks the 12th time. It'll be 1 year. And we'll start over again on a new year, back where we started. So there you have it. Stay tuned later. We are still in the book of Jeremiah. He prophesied for 40 years and wrote most of it down. So we're going to go through it. It's day 228, I believe. But that's it. Remember, be humble. Remember the rules of arguing. Works best with your spouse. A soft answer turns away wrath. A gentle tongue is the tree of life. Okay? And say it to yourself first. Say it in your own head before you blurt it out. And say, now, is this going to help or is this going to harm if I say this? And if it's going to harm, don't say it. Okay? Don't say it. So, there you have it. That's today. We'll continue this. Stay tuned later. Give us a like if you think about it. But until next time, remember, stay humble. See ya.